welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. Now, of course, we don't have a game this weekend. We've got a bit of time to discuss. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the January transfer window. We're right into the heart of the month right now, and there is still lots that could happen. So, in today's video, we are going to be discussing the futures of the likes of Memphis Depay, lots of rumours surrounding him right now, and the future there of Ronald Araújo. And, of course, we're also going to be covering the big topic of Ousmane Dembele. Has anything changed on his future? And is anything likely to as we move through this month? It's all coming up. So let's get to it. Come on. But if we start, first of all, with a confirmed departure as another player leaves Barça this month. This time it is indeed Yusuf Demir who is headed there back to Austria. He will rejoin Rapid Vienna as Barça indeed reached an agreement there to cancel the loan of Yusuf Demir after it was decided that we would not pay the 10 million euros to keep him permanently, and as a result, of course, we didn't want to play him for one more game before that clause was activated. So, of course, we didn't want to keep him on the bench for the rest of the season. We didn't want to freeze out such a young and exciting player. So he has now returned to rejoin his parent club, Rapid Vienna. And I do have to say with Yusuf Demir, it is a real shame that it sort of ended up this way, that we sort of had that clause in it. Of course, we agreed to that. That should be stated, of course. But it was just a shame that everything happened so quickly. His move there into the first team, I think he was promoted very, very soon. And you do wonder as well how differently things could have been had that shot gone in against Benfica. He was agonisingly close there. What a strike it was. Cannons off the crossbar. So unlucky. And of course it could have not only been different for him, but different for us as well in terms of the Champions League. But I am very excited to see what he's going to go on and do in the years to come. And I really do wish him the best in his career, because there is talent there. Just a little bit too soon. That big step up to the Barca first team. But then, of course, there is the matter of a man that we do not want to lose under any circumstances whatsoever. We have to talk about Ronald Araújo, because right now his contract does expire in 2023. And of course, that's not right now, but it's not that far away either, because when you get, of course, to this coming summer, suddenly then you're entering into the final year of that deal, and that is something that we have to avoid. We've got to make sure these players are renewed nice and early if we see them in our future. We do not want another situation like with Ousmane Dembele. Now, talks, as we know, have been going pretty well with Araujo. Things have been progressing nicely there with his agents. Those talks have been going on for quite some time. We do know there is interest elsewhere, certainly from the Premier League. There's big interest there from a number of clubs, and even yesterday we heard Real Madrid linked with Araujo. But I'm absolutely certain that he wants to stay. He really does care about the club. You see that in his performances, in everything that he says before and after games. Araujo does want to be here, but what we are hearing from the media is that he wants to feel valued in the offer that Barca make to him. And I just want to make it clear here what he would mean by that, because actually this is not about grabbing money. This is not about Araujo getting the biggest contract possible. But when I tell you that he right now currently earns less than Samuel Umtiti, less than Clement Longley, less than Piqué, less than Eric Garcia, he is our lowest earning centre-back, and you can understand as a result of that why he now wants to feel valued. His performances have shown that, honestly, he's been a rock in our backline. He has been the outstanding player holding everything together, and as a result of that, we need to find an agreement with this young man, because he's incredibly talented. He's still young for a centre-back at 22, and we need Araujo at our club for many years to come. And speaking indeed of players that we want here for many years, let's move on. Let's quickly discuss here Gavi's contract situation, because his contract expiry there is exactly the same as Araujo's. His contract right now runs until 2023. But the more concerning thing about Gavi's contract is that, as we know, it contains there a pretty low release clause at 50 million euros. Now, there are clubs certainly well around the world that will pay that money. They would come in right now if they thought that Gavi would accept that offer, and they would pay that money. But the good news again is that Gavi does want to stay here. He grew up at this club. He's dreamed of playing for Barca. Now he's realising that dream, and of course he wants to continue here, and we are expecting this renewal to go smoothly. Again, this has been going on now for a little bit of time. We are expecting confirmation and an announcement very soon indeed. Hopefully it happens soon, because what we also want to see is not only Gavi renewed with a big release clause. It's believed there that when he does renew, it will also match the release clauses of Ansu and Pedri at 1 billion euros. Euros, but also what we want to see is him promoted to the first team. Because then what that means is we've got one less B-team player in our team. We can stop getting held back by those rules that restrict us right now, and it's absolutely key. Get Gavi renewed, massively increase that release clause, and register him as a first-team player. However, when it comes to Memphis Depay, things are undoubtedly more uncertain because right now we are hearing plenty of rumours linking him away from Barca, not just this summer, but possibly even in the month of January. Right now it's being reported in the media that Juventus are very interested in Memphis, potentially there on a loan deal this month until the end of the season. And to be honest, that would make sense, given that Chiesa has been ruled out with injury for the rest of the season, looking more long-term. Dybala, rumours now that he's going to leave at the end of his contract this summer, so Juve right now want to bring a forward in, but would letting Memphis go there on a standard loan deal, would that make any sense for us? Because obviously right now we're not in a situation anymore where we drastically need to somehow get wages off the wage bill. You know, we don't have anybody that we need to register urgently. And I think it would really depend on what was included in that loan deal. Would there be a buy option? Would there be perhaps a buy obligation at the end of that loan? Because of course, come the summer, we're entering a cautious situation because Memphis then would actually be in the final year of his contract. And Barca in the summer are going to have to make a call, and they are going to have to think about whether Memphis is in our plans in the long term. Because if he's not, you've got to sell him. You cannot let him there enter that final year and again, at the end of it, leave for free. We would have to make sure that either in the summer we renewed him if we saw his future here, but if we didn't, we would have to try and get some money in for him. And potentially there, that Juventus move could become a part of that. But let's wait and see how those discussions continue. But of course the big one, the one that we're all keeping a very close eye on right now, all the latest development, all the latest words coming out of both sides. We are keen to see how this Ousmane Dembele situation progresses. And I just want to say there, in the match review for the Classico after the game, I actually singled Dembele out and I said, you know what, credit where it's due. He played well, especially in the first half. He was a massive threat. He was causing real problems down that left-hand side. And I did hold my hands up and say, you know what, he played well. But then many people actually said in yesterday's video, when we were talking there about the future of Barca, about the players who are really exciting at this club right now, why did I not mention Dembele? But I think that's the problem right now with this contract situation and Dembele's stance. I can't really get too excited about any performance from him. I can't actually look at that performance against Real Madrid and now say, I'm really excited for the future with Dembele. Dembele could be a huge part of this team because it's clear he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be, at least right now, part of the future of this club. So that's why he's not included right now in those conversations, because after the game against Real Madrid, straight after the game, Mattia Almani was quick to say, nothing has changed. He said Dembele's renewal situation has not changed at all. He's got an offer from us on the table, and he knows that we have to solve this issue as soon as possible. And this comes as well, let's not forget that just before El Clasico, it was literally right on the eve of the game against Real Madrid, Dembele's agent decided that was a good time to talk to the media. He was speaking there about not only the money, he said it's not just about the money, so he didn't deny that money was a big part of it, but he said it's also about the management, and he seemed to hit out there at Xavi for bringing Dembele on against Linares. So quite clearly their relationships are not good, don't seem to be, at least if you're taking the agent's word for things. I also think that the people around Dembele are not helping him whatsoever, but of course he has to see that. He's got to act upon that too. And I just think right now, as well as Dembele can play, even the kind of performance that he put in against Real Madrid, it's still not even close to being enough to warranting the kind of money he's demanding. For 40 million per year, you would need to be putting up numbers like Erling Haaland, like Kylian Mbappe, and of course Dembele thinks that he belongs in that bracket, but you've got to show that. And over the years that you've been here, so far we cannot say that we can give you that kind of deal because you simply have not earned it, not even close. And that is why Barca right now, they are sitting back, they're saying we've given you an offer, Dembele has not responded to that offer, but Barca are firm, they won't raise it, they will not meet Dembele's demands. And it is a real shame. It is a shame for everyone involved. And so indeed, guys, that right there is the very, very latest right now as we are progressing through January. The club are very, very firm that we could see even more exits this month. They are still working hard right now and seeing what can be done in this January transfer window. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below there on each of the topics that we have discussed today, from Yusuf Demir's exit, Araujo's potential renewal, the renewal as well of Gavi, and of course what your thoughts are there on Memphis Depay and the future of Dembele. Let me know that down below, guys. There's lots to comment on indeed. And I will see you soon, of course, with plenty more videos to come. Thanks for your great support. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.